evening to you viewers, the Colonel speaking to you live from the Grange, British Imperial YouTube Broadcasting. Today we've got a real classic, a wartime classic. Now I've heard of this record, but I've never had a copy. And then a machine collector viewers, told me he had a copy. And I thought, what a blasted cheek. Anyway, I have obtained a copy. His Master's Voice B9267, the Jap and the Wop and the Hun, sung by Ronald Frankau. Piano accompaniment by Monty Crick. Now, if you are of those three nations and you're offended, well, kindly remember who won World War II. Oh, and the first one, of course. Here we go, viewers.
A stag, a commercially minded stag, met a deer, and the stag said to the deer, "What about you and I making a little dough?" And the deer said, "Yeah, I could do with a couple of bucks." Of course, you can tell the same story about rabbits, so it's not as highbrow. Talking about animals, whose thoroughly cool behaviour to Czech, Poles and Yugoslavia, and in Athens and in Hong Kong and East, has compelled us to determine that to say they're beasts and vermin is an insult to the vermin and the beasts. Why, the Jap and the Wop and the Hun. They'll be sorry for the war that they begun. They must pay the price, those three blind lice, the Jap and the Wop and the Hun. They're gnashing teeth and snarling at the darling Joseph Stalin, who's given us a hardly earned respite, but before long we'll be queuing to do to them what Russia's doing, and we'll do it from an even greater height. On the Jap and the Wop and the Hun, they'll be sorry for the war that they've begun. They must pay the price, those three blind lice, the Jap and the Wop and the Hun. It's a crying shame by Jingo that we've nothing in our lingo to describe the Japs, the Nazis or the Wops, so we call all three, quite rightly, when putting it politely, what farmers use on fields for helping crops. For the Jap and the Wop and the Hun, they'll be sorry for the war that they've begun. They must pay the price, those three blind lice, the Jap and the Wop and the Hun. Now, nobody ought to pander to the lying propaganda of the Jap or the Nazi or the Wop. What they utter shouldn't blind you, but just forcibly remind you of the sign outside a pawnbroker's shop. For the Jap and the Wop and the Hun, they'll be sorry for the war that they've begun. Oh, they must pay the price, those three blind lies, and the Jap and the Wop and the Hun. Now, whenever I have answered, I've been most severely censored. The incredible refinement of the time. Perhaps I'll be, when they are mastered and their towns with bombs are plastered, allowed to use the other word that rhymes. With the Jap and the Wop and the Hun, they'll be sorry for the war that they've begun. They must pay the price, those three blind lies, the Jap and the Wop and the Hun. So that future generations needn't fear these Axis nations, we should treat them as vet surgeons treat a horse. When we've won and peace we're welding, turn each into a gelding. I hope my meaning's clear and not too coarse. Oh, the Jap and the Wop and the Hun, they'll be sorry for the war that they've begun. They must pay the price, those three blind lies, the Jap and the Wop and the Hun. Still talking about animals, a dog met another dog the other day looking depressed. Said, "What's wrong with you?" The other dog said, "Well, you know that bitch with a black mark on her tail? She promised to meet me by this lamppost. 5 mornings running, she's never turned up. Not a smell of her." The other dog said, "They're all the same. Aren't bitches women?"
Oh dear. Another very vulgar joke there, viewers. I'm not interested in the sort of offending foreigners, but dear oh dear. Thank you, viewers, and goodbye.